gentlemen, it is episode 5 of Boot Scarves 21 Questions, hosted by the Bytown Boys Supporters Club in Ottawa. My name is Anton, your host, alongside Stefan Brice-Omeric and Mustafa, and special guests today, Melissa and Shannon from Street Soccer. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, this should step up our class level by
just a bit.
Yeah.
Shannon will bring that to it.
Actually, this is the first time we've had females on this show.
Exactly.
I'm actually happy about this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're expanding.
So once again, thanks everybody for joining us. So let's get on to it, shall we? So I know we do call this 21 questions, but that's just a name. Really, we only have a dozen today, but lots to talk about nonetheless. So first, right off the bat, I'm going to give this one to Melissa.
Melissa's shaking her head. Please no.
Seriously, I was saying no. I refuse to answer the question.
So the first leg of Champions League in the round of 16 has now come to pass. Second leg is due March 5th. About a little over a week to go. So whom do you think is going to advance to the quarterfinal round?
I'm going to pick one team instead of picking all 8. I'm going to pick Juventus as the obvious choice. That's definitely going to go through.
Yep, Juventus.
Yeah, because when I looked up their scores, I mean, I don't think they've lost. They keep beating everybody by lots of
I know we're playing a simple team. I forget who, but...
Celtic.
Okay, Celtic.
I'm going to cheer for Celtic, bro.
Yeah. Juventus.
They beat Barca,
Melissa
come on.
says Juventus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Celtic beat
So
Barca.
did Chelsea. What's your point?
Well, Chelsea... Okay,
Where's Chelsea?
both brought a bus in for their games, I guess, but...
Yeah.
And Shannon?
I'm just going to pick one team too, so I'm going to go with Milan over Barcelona.
Right on.
I don't think Barcelona's going to recover from their choking.
Choking.
Already one bash to the host. I've only met them, 5 minutes, and jeez.
Yeah.
Barcelona's under the table.
I don't mind that at all.
They come back later on in the questions, though, and they do
That's
do
true.
good.
That's
so
true.
be all right.
Yeah.
Answers to
Well,
come,
we got
folks.
the list of scores here. Unfortunately, I can't say Arsenal are going through.
At least you beat the Villa today.
Yesterday, you twit.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'm glad to see AC Milan with that score. The second game of that leg, is it in Barca or in Milan?
It's in Barca.
All right, so I'm going to say Milan go through there, but Barca are not out at all. Yeah, apart from that, I'm not too happy with that Arsenal score, but Bayern, I think, are good to go through as well. PSG Valencia, that one is interesting. PSG up 3-1. I think they'll go on as well. Obviously, the big one is Juventus going through.
Yeah, you could put money on that and you're safe.
Then again, if I put money on it, no, it's not safe.
Oh, you can put money on it. I really want to make some good money on betting on Celtic.
Real Madrid, Man U, that's still up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, go Madrid, please.
Myself, I'll take Galatasaray over Schalke. I watched the Schalke game. I actually watched it. I was bored. And yeah, Schalke they look unsteady. Apparently they're not doing well in the Bundesliga. So you know what? It'd be nice for a Turkish club to step up. Well, you got Drogba, and who else joined them? Schneider.
Yeah.
Drogba and Schneider. Drogba, great attacker. Schneider, he's a great midfielder. Who work perfectly together.
Yeah.
So that's...
Spanish teams are not doing that well.
No, surprisingly, Barca won't be able to park the bus. The last time Arsenal nearly came back from that big of a defeat was against AC Milan last year.
Yep.
4-0.
Yep.
They came back 3-0 at home. The thing was, it was at home. Arsenal is not going to be able to go to Germany and beat them that much. They cannot do it. It's
hostile territory.
Yeah.
And on a side note, Beckham got his first touch of a ball in Paris today.
What was his name?
Ibrahimovic. Anyway. Because that's who scored in the end. Anyway. On to number 2, USA's men's national team drew to Canada's men's national team in a friendly. Go Canada. Then they lost their first match of the World Cup, qualifying to Honduras. In your opinions, how strong are USA's chances for qualifying 2014 in Brazil versus past years where they've shown to be stronger? We're practically guaranteed a spot, sort of like the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
And do you think they're weaker because of recent results, Mustafa?
Well, they're going to make it, but they're not guaranteed to make it. As long as they stay serious about it and start taking it seriously, they will make it. They lost to Honduras, but away in Honduras. They're strong enough to make it, but they can't take it for granted anymore. And it's interesting because their domestic league, MLS, was supposed to help them out, right? But what it's doing is it's helping out the rest of the confederation.
Well, even Mustafa took my answers right there.
Well, go ahead.
So skip the prez onto Shannon. Go for it.
I'm not sure they're going to make it.
No?
I really sort of think it's just, I don't know. I'm not a big USA fan. I think they take it for granted, and they're a little arrogant with, not so much effort. And with the World Cup so close to Central America, it's going to really amp those guys up. They want to play close to home, and I think they're just going to out-passion the Americans, basically.
Yeah.
I agree.
Please.
I think they assume they're going to make it. I don't think that their playing is actually going to get them there, to be honest.
It's funny. I remember hearing this a while back. The Americans now expect they're no longer around the 16 team in the World Cup. They should be in the quarterfinals. Yeah, I still don't see them that strong. And again, as Mustafa said, the MLS shot themselves in the foot. They wanted to supposedly bring in their own talent. Well, you go around signing all these DPs, international players, not develop your own. Guess what happens? You get.
That's a good point.
But also, it would be a lot tougher if the other two teams won. The other two games were won, not drawn. It's still a tough fight, but it's not as tough as it could be.
Well, they still have their home games.
Exactly. Only everyone else has 1 point except Honduras with 3. So they can still claw their way through. But again, going to Mexico now, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. But depth-wise, they are very overrated right now.
Yeah.
They're second, third string teams. I mean, they couldn't beat us.
Yeah, that stinks.
And it pisses them off when they can't beat Canada. It almost offends them.
Of course. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
All right, on to number 3. Stefan, you can take this one. If you can pick any player / manager to be a spokesperson for charity, who would it be and why? You cannot use Beckham, Ronaldo, or Messi.
Paul McGraw.
Paul McGraw?
Ex-Villa defender, used to play for Man U, but when he played for Villa, he was a major influence. And plus, he's got his own chant, Paul McGraw. Also, apparently he's big hit in Ireland because he's an Irish international. So you got Birmingham covered, playing for Villa. You got Ireland covered. Also, it's supposed to launch into a singing career. So it's supposed to see, you got a few weird bases you never hit. Yeah, you come North America. Oh yeah, I used to play for so and so. I won this many trophies. Yay! So it's just finding that weird market that doesn't know about you, and he knows that weird market.
Ask Shannon.
I was going to actually go to Melissa on this one. Right
No, you can't ask me because actually I don't have an answer for this.
No?
One. No, I honestly don't.
Over it then.
No, it's...
Melissa and I came up with an answer. We picked one player.
She picked one, and I thought that her reasoning was awesome, and I agree with her totally, but it's her choice.
We picked Gerard Piqué because he's
Shakira.
big player right now.
That's what I'm going with.
Pretty much, he's good looking. He's hooked up with Shakira. He has a baby, and he's like the it boy. Everyone wants to be him. Everyone wants to follow him, and
everyone wants to do his wife.
And people,
exactly.
Yes, people donate to people they know.
Exactly.
Right, and the pretty people. Pretty makes money.
Brad and Angie.
Shakira, she's not that great a singer, but she's, but it's all
exactly. Speaking of the ass, right?
I mean, I've watched her. Anyways, that's off topic. That's not soccer related, but anyway.
Yeah.
Well, come on.
We've had a question like this before, and I said Rick Mercer in the past, but I'm going to switch it up this time and go with Dwayne De Rosario. Because he's just your prototypical athlete who's, perfect in every way, if I can say that, just professional on and off the pitch. They asked him if he was going to retire. Yeah, you guys are laughing because I imagine we've talked about DP stuff with him in the past.
No, actually, yes, but not that. I'm laughing at something else.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No, just some of the quotes this guy comes up with. Total committed. So you want a guy representing a club, I think it's him.
The only thing why I was laughing about that one was when we went to see him, TFC play against San Jose. when he scored the goal, that was the infamous goal celebration where he gave the signing of the check gesture.
Yeah.
When you're saying professional on the field, that was for...
Well, when you're dealing with MLS, see, I don't care what...
Here we go, nice. First time Mustafa and I are getting a little argument here. It should be interesting.
It's friendly.
Well, a couple months ago, he was asked if he was ever going to retire from the national team, and he said, no, I'm never giving up on Canada. I'll always be here until you guys don't want me anymore. I'm always going to be around, giving it my all, just teaching the kids how to play past, like, whereas you don't see that same commitment from other players.
Yeah.
Now, I know the host is not supposed to participate, but a name did just pop into my head, and I want to share this. I'm going to go with, bear with me now, Alex McLeish. Because that'll be the absolute death of him, if anything. Because he survived Turkey. I don't know how he did that.
No, he didn't get hired. That was the rumor, he was going to Turkey. But he never got hired.
So that's how he survived it.
Yeah, he never went to Turkey. But no, you get him to sign up for a charity you don't want to exist. There we go. That's how you get rid of charities that are useless.
All right, on to the next question.
Charities that are useless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get 2 flax emails after this podcast. My anti-MLS rant.
You still haven't gone on... Wait, yeah, you have gone on your anti-MLS rant.
Not yet.
Not yet? No.
It's coming up.
That mini one wasn't good enough?
It was a starter.
All right, next question. So if you could pick a location, Shannon, for World Cup that you could attend, all expenses paid, where would it be and why?
I'm going to steal Melissa's answer.
Oh,
Thief, I only have one good answer.
She just wore me down. Anytime she asked me this question, I'm like, well, I don't know. And she's like, you know where you want to go? You want to go to England because in Manchester there's a FIFA
National Football Museum.
And she already has our trip planned, and I'm not really sure I want to go with her, but apparently I am.
But you are, yes. That's
well,
where
she's going to need a sober friend, right?
Then Shannon's not the person to bring along.
Neither am I.
No, the conversation about the trip was painful, so the actual trip itself...
We'll need a lot of alcohol.
Yes.
But seriously, though, they actually have the start of football. They have all the FIFA memorabilia. They have other collections. They have the actual Soccer Hall of Fame is there. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to go. Okay. Not to mention that it's, Man U.
No. Have they hosted 1 or 2 World Cups?
66.
They're due. See?
Yeah.
I rest.
They've been due since...
Yeah, they've been due.
They're as bad as the Leafs, man.
I know. That's why most...
I wish I could disagree. But I was going to say, when you're talking about people that don't abandon, I'm like, if this was a hockey conversation, all the players that ditch Toronto because, they can't win, so... And they'll never win. And I'd actually like to make it to a playoff someday. Forget the cup.
Stefan?
I'm torn between 3.
Uh-oh.
Between France, Germany, and England. England.
For fuck's sake. Start World War IV right now.
Well, England, let's face it, it's England. France, I saw the World Cup in France. I saw some of the beautiful stadiums there. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Germany. That was just...
The last German World Cup was
just
ridiculous.
Amazingly well done. I seen a YouTube clip of maybe 30 drunken English fans. Okay, that's not odd. That's normal. But they're inside of McDonald's. Tuesday. And they have a chant that goes, she'll be coming around the mountain, but it's 10 German bombers in the air. But they're dancing and singing around in this McDonald's in Germany, singing 10 chicken nuggets in the air. And the manager is dancing with them. And also France, the Mediterranean Sea, you don't like the cold weather near the English Channel, you could go down south. Yeah.
And there's an underground tunnel that you can take to avoid all that too.
Yeah, see, so it's hard. How about a tri-bid from Germany, France, and England to make the new alliance that World War III, these 3 are on the same side?
Isn't that the new Euro Cup format?
Yeah.
Close to it.
Yeah, close to it.
Mustafa?
Well, I'd go anywhere, in all honesty. I'd love anyone to host it, and I'm going to take Canada out of my list of options here, so I'm going to say... Okay, my number 1 choice is Canada.
Peer pressure. But
if I take that one out, I'd love to see Australia, because I love their where their soccer...
That's a very good choice, actually.
Yeah, I love where they're heading towards in terms of...
But he's taking advantage of the all expenses paid, though.
Well,
Because Australia is very far.
it was part of the question.
Yeah, but also
It is, yeah. It takes
how
24 hours to get there.
expensive is it to fly to, let's say, Edmonton or
Why
the
would you
West
wanna fly
Coast if a game's being held there?
True.
Like, he's got the best answer personally because
From a
he
money
looked at the
standpoint.
expenses.
Yeah.
But of course, when I thought expense paid, I'm thinking bar, hotel.
So there you go. Your
Should've picked
expenses would be like
Ireland.
8 times higher than mine.
Wait a minute. Ireland.
Yeah,
They know how to drink.
That's it. We'll go to Ireland.
All right,
Just
on to the
on
next one. Something a little more serious, I believe, because we love changing it up like that. NASL season is fast approaching. Virginia has picked their name, the Virginia Cavalry FC. What do you think will or should be given to Indianapolis?
I'm eating someone else right now.
Stefan.
I saw some of the names posted up, and there's. I'm going to go with Indy Athletic AC.
What?
Indiana AC Athletic Club.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
like the AC Milan thing, but Indy AC.
Okay. That's when you don't really see a copycat of too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's just stick it to the North American nickname thing. Let's just really say no.
I know.
Yep.
Shannon.
I don't have an opinion. I don't know. I think like the whole Virginia Cavalry, it's just boring, and it's.
Thank you.
Yes.
We can be friends.
When, like, if you go into Ottawa's co-ed leagues, mostly with Ottawa with footies, and players get to name their own teams, much better names. There's a What the FC team, a Back That Pass Up, much better names than, you know.
What's some of the balls?
I can't remember, but there is something.
Yeah.
And there's
Back that pass up.
Back
is
that
probably
pass
the best
up.
one, yeah.
And I like Jeanette's team. Where's the D? Much better names than, like, you know.
It's true. It's true.
My team names are usually Yellow Cards FC.
Melissa.
I was actually trying to figure out some way to have like the number 500 in there because like
Yeah, I was
Indianapolis, whatever.
Indy racing.
Yeah, like Indy, some kind of racing.
Yeah.
I didn't actually come up with anything. I got that far though.
Actually, that's one of the names suggested. Indy Racing FC.
Yeah.
Right, like something with soccer attached.
There's
or
another
something.
one suggested, Circle City FC.
Oh, that's a good. Actually, I like that. 'Cause that's all they do there. Is like,
Go
circles,
round
right?
and
Yeah.
Off-topic side note, Indianapolis 500 happened today, and poor Danica Patrick had third. She had third up until
actually
the
got
last,
third?
and
Oh,
she
she
had
didn't
the
get
last
third.
stretch, and then came like what, seventh? Anyway,
Isn't that like her highest finish though?
but yeah,
Yeah,
it's, I mean,
yeah.
it's
That's
the one
still
and
pretty
only time.
impressive. She's the only girl.
One and only time a female's made it to it and made top 10. So
Yeah.
she was happy.
Yeah.
All right, so on to the next
Sponsors are
question.
like, woohoo!
Exactly. With Nigeria winning the Africa Cup of Nations, the manager won it as a player in 1994 and as a manager in 2013. What is the worst player turned manager that you know of, and why? Now, anybody in history, dead or alive, go Shannon, go.
I'm going to go with what I think is really obvious in Maradona.
Oh,
Any man,
Stole my answer.
wow,
Yeah.
nice.
any man who has a dream and puts players on his team,
Yeah.
like he's just
Yeah.
a chubby little psycho.
He reminds me of that short little ref, except for taller. Right?
With a big
yeah.
Coke prop.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
you know.
He gets
Yeah.
a lot of his height from his
I wonder
hair.
how many kids in I wonder how many kids in
In the
Napoli
shower,
are
all of
named
a sudden he's
after
only
him.
5 feet tall.
Go for it, Mustafa.
Well, I had Maradona, but now that's. I think that's. I think
I
that's.
think that's the obvious choice, you know. Shannon's
But
like,
I'll
"They're
quickly come up with more on the spot. I'll say I'll have a soccer one, and I'll go with hockey. I'll take the obvious hockey one. For soccer, I guess I'll say Preki. He was amazing in MLS, but just never quite cut it as a coach. He was with was it Chivas and TFC, which aren't probably not the first two teams you want to coach. And well, yeah, I guess the hockey one I'll leave for someone else to.
This is about soccer. I'm just curious what you're going to say.
Oh, for hockey,
You
yeah,
said for
Gretzky.
hockey? Yeah,
Gretzky.
okay. Yeah, awful. And owner.
He had
Like, he
a
just sucks
4-4
all
run
around.
with a poor team. Goes to
Just because
fan.
it's Phoenix doesn't mean.
You know what? Maradona's been said. Oh, Preki I didn't pay attention to really because it's MLS. So I didn't-
Well, it was
Here we
TFC.
go.
Yeah, again, it's TSC. What? Let's pick a card, any card. That's the coach of the year. There's flavor of the week. That's TSC for.
Yep.
Let's go with one close to home. Alex Alex McFucking-Cleach. Worst player turned manager ever.
The only time McLeish has been named twice in our podcast. That's a record.
And they're both rather negative.
Oh, he was useless. I've seen more tourist bus that look more entertaining than his formations.
And we're not talking about his soccer style either.
Yeah, they were parked too.
Oh, Jesus. Go, Melissa.
Oh, I was with the Maradona. She stole
Maradona?
it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, totally. And then Gretzky. I mean, just because I had to plug it in there.
So congrats, Maradona.
Yeah.
Unanimous decision.
Unanimously, you suck.
Stupid fucking hand had gone. Douchebag.
I didn't know
Well,
he
he's-
was swear in the podcast. Side note.
That made his hand of God made top 10 in TSN the other day. It was top 10 worst blown calls.
There you go.
Good.
It was. I think it made number 2. It wasn't number 1, but it was right up there. Anyway, on to number 6. Prediction time. Each one of you will represent a pro-Canadian footy club. Where will TFC, Vancouver, Montreal, and FC Edmonton finish in their respective leagues, position in table, and or playoffs? Now, does this mean I have to choose who's representing?
Yeah, I'm picking Edmonton. Oh, I failed. I was going to pick Edmonton.
You want Edmonton? You can have Edmonton.
Okay.
And since you're wearing TFC, you can have Vancouver.
Okay.
You can have Montreal. You can
I
have
get the
TFC.
shit pack.
All right, shit pack.
Alright, shit pack. They did alright last year, almost getting the wild card spot. So I think they can actually make the spot this year. The teams in the East didn't look that strong.
Yep,
Reading
the East is
reports
actually weaker than the West.
didn't look as strong, and I think Montreal, because Montreal didn't get rid of much. They kept their very core.
Yeah.
They picked up a few youngins here and there, but besides that,
How about the White Craps? Where are they going to be?
They're going to do worse this year than they did last year. They're not going to make the playoffs.
yeah, they got Nigel Real choker.
Yeah, and they're.
But what about their high picks?
what high?
I don't mean
picks?
their high picks.
No, I mean they. To be honest, they sucked at the end of last year. They got like 6 of a possible 30 points to close out the season. The reason they made the playoffs is because they had the hot start. They're just a bit disoriented right now. So, I mean, last season I thought they'd suck again, and they made the playoffs. So I could be wrong, but I don't see them doing much this year.
All right. FC Edmonton.
I don't know a lot about this league, I have to admit, but I looked at the standings and games and stuff, and they actually seem to be doing okay from what I remember, and I actually think they're going to do quite well, and I'm going to say like top 2.
All right.
In the standings,
All right.
yeah.
Nice thing about
Can we
NASL
throw
is
the curveball
Yeah,
to
yeah.
her now?
No.
Now, is that top 2 in the spring season or fall season? they
Spring.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah.
about the fall season?
I'll have to wait to see how spring goes before I can make it.
Nice.
All right, go for it, Shannon.
I'm going to get Melissa to help me out because I
Me?
don't.
Wow.
I know I didn't even look up the standings, and I do not follow TFC. I will go with.
TFC was dead last.
Well, I was going to go with the assumption, Toronto team, they suck. It's just.
Because they're
Yeah.
owned by MLS,
Yeah.
number 1.
Yeah.
It's a theme in that city, so.
It really is. No, you're absolutely right.
Except the Raptors
Yeah.
are doing well, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It won't
but-
last long.
They'll
Exactly.
fuck it up.
Yeah,
and
they will.
how long did they suck it up
Yeah.
before?
I know.
And the big thing about Toronto too is it doesn't really matter how well you do in the sport. Everybody wants to support the sports that are there.
Exactly.
They can raise the ticket prices. They can do whatever they want. They've got huge billboards all over Toronto for the team. BMO this, BMO that. They've got great backing, so people will keep going even though they're not playing well. So it really doesn't matter because
The
it's Toronto.
dumbest sport market on the planet.
It honestly truly is. We
Put
just
shit
keep
on the
hoping.
pitch and then they'll pay for it.
And they'll, yeah, exactly, right? And they're also
least we'll see
really
a
we
nice
make trips to
pitch.
go see them. So
Yeah, wait,
That's
what do you
the thing with
and I
TFC,
think
it's a nice
people just
pitch.
Yeah.
they want something other than hockey to look at too, and nobody cares about the Raptors at all. And the Blue Jays, who, what? I mean,
That's
I
how-
went to a game
The
there.
Jays
you
are
can't-
actually okay though.
Yeah,
because
but
they're
it's
not
so-
owned by MLSE.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
All right, on to
Dead
the next
last.
one. With David Beckham leaving a star spot in LA, where should the MLS start looking for new players? Shannon.
I'm going to make somebody else answer that first.
All right, Melissa.
At the other league, the NASL. we play soccer a lot. We're actually learning quite a bit tonight, and it's fantastic, by the way. And maybe if you invite us back, we'll have better answers. But
That's okay.
I'm
You're
gonna
always
make.
more than welcome.
Stefan loves to talk, and I'm gonna let him do that. I'm gonna let him do that.
People learn this real quick about him, by the way.
Yeah, no shit show.
But when I'm drinking, I can out-talk him, which is really fun.
Challenge accepted.
Next pod in question, Stefan and Melissa after 2 pitchers each.
We should do that. Let's test that theory.
You don't have to actually air it. Let's just see how it goes, right? Because I could actually be very smart. I can speak French when drunk, not when
So can I.
right?
Okay, this I got to see.
It's actually true. I'm blah, blah, blah,
So
blah,
next,
French.
Boots, Scarves, and 21 questions. If you want to be an audience member, let us know.
We'll tell you the pub, place, time, whatever.
All right, let's take this. Let's actually do the MLS, what they're supposed to do, and start scouting players. But by doing that, they make room for lower players, lower players, lower players. And you never know, a player from the Homeless World Cup might actually get a shot at a Sunday League team. You never know. So if you actually
I would actually cross my fingers for
start
that.
pulling from that pool, a hole's going to be made, so you got to pull from a lower pool to fill that, and vice versa. Hey, come on, Canada's Homeless World Cup team is ranked 35th in the world.
So what, CSA
Where's our
take
national
note,
team? 77? I think we should start looking at our homeless team. They might actually play better.
Yeah.
Mustafa?
What exactly was the
answer.
question? Just say it.
David Beckham, he left
Just the last
spot.
bit. Just say the
He
question.
basically left a star spot because, he was basically made the face of the MLS, right?
All right.
So, in MLS, we've already debated about this over and over and over again. If Stefan doesn't bring it up, talking about the draft and how much we despise drafts, especially in footy.
Okay.
So where do you think they should start looking for players?
Where they want to look for players is obviously Europe and get Gerrard or someone, but where they should be looking is within. They need to produce a Neymar or someone that realistically one day will go to Europe and just tear things up, because that's how you get proper attention as an international league versus a retirement home. Let's face it, what is MLS's other?
Should we just turn this into a Bytown Voice MLS bashing podcast?
Oh, it's
Slash
going to get
21
better.
questions.
Yeah.
Because here it comes. Hunter Freeman has chosen to play for the New York Cosmos in the NASL over playing for New England Revolution's NASL squad, thus leaving the MLS for NASL. Now, do you believe the NASL is developing a reputation as a better league than the MLS long-term?
Yes.
Yeah. It's simple. Mustafa pointed out to us a while back. The MLS operates on a budget. The NASL operates on fiscal responsibility. They say you can sign whoever you want. You make sure you can pay for it.
that's
Not
a
the
better way to do
league
it.
is worried about. It's financial
Way of
fair
doing
play.
it, but the Yanks don't know that.
It's
Yeah.
make your money before you spend it. Oh my God. Any good person who has a job and has to pay their bills knows this shit.
Do you have a job?
I wish. Hey, I knew this when I had a job.
I'm sorry, I had to. It was there. I got thrown under the bus a few times. You were,
Yeah, I'm next in line.
This is why they're sitting beside each other.
also for this.
Yeah. To minimize assault.
Shannon, what do you think?
I'm not sure I really have an opinion. North American soccer is just not very interesting. And it's, are they developing a reputation as a better league? Could they develop a reputation to be a worse league than MLS?
Good point.
Like if I've got my choice of what I'm going to watch, it's, not going to be
Either
North
league.
American soccer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to my kids' game.
Melissa.
When I was researching this to actually learn about soccer, realizing that all I know how to do is play it, the MLS, just their website alone, just the information is less. You can't find as much. It's clear they're not putting as much money into it. So whether they're a better league or not, I think that they're going to have better advertisement, and that's going to mean people are paying more attention to it. And that's going to pump the money into it, and that could give them the opportunity to be a better league.
Well, as supporters, we seem to be preferring NASL over MLS from a who treats us better standpoint, right?
Yeah.
They've been treating us like gold.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
and MLS treats their supporters like shit in general. Just look
What's
at
the different? What do they do?
It's just their interaction, okay, with the Ottawa Fury, for example. The person we know from marketing and even the owner, They've made incredible friends with us. We know we have got good personal relationship with them. They came to us asking us for our help, and then we formed this great partnership, and it's just flourished from that point on. So it's just that, you know, like they didn't just assume that, you know, things were going to happen because they're going to get an NASL squad. They went out of their way to do what they had to do to make sure, you know, that something was in place before.
The Fury are doing that for us, and NASL in general is doing it with all their supporters clubs. Whereas MLS, what they're doing is they see their supporters clubs as something, just basically a marketing tool that you'd use to get your soccer moms.
Look at our
right?
passion.
Yeah.
Soccer moms.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I like that. Soccer moms are vicious. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So anyway,
What kind of call was that, you fuck?
So I brought that up because players may start looking at these two leagues the same way we are, right? Because with MLS, I'm going to use Nana Adekora here, the Canadian player, right? He went off to... So Nana Adekora has a contract with... Sorry?
That's our guy.
No, he's using him as an example.
I know.
What? He's
I just hope you're not throwing him under the bus.
No, we're throwing the league.
Oh, no, of course. Well, anyway, he has a contract with San Jose, right? And more or less, San Jose don't care about him. So what happened to him? He goes off to Finland, plays in Finland's domestic league, which is worse than NASL. Ends up just basically, his situation in Europe is terrible. So he comes back to MLS. He has to be with San Jose, who don't want him. And the reason they can't get rid of him is because MLS rules are horrible. Player movement in that league just sucks. So for a guy like him, you're looking at an MLS contract with basically terms and conditions and waivers that it's this huge just book you have to know, versus an NASL contract where you just sign the contract, you're good to go, and you know it's over in a straightforward manner. You don't have to deal with stupid rules about trades and drafts and whatever. You don't have to be a lawyer to play in NASL, more or less. So players may look at that, and just like us supporters, NASL's treating us better, and so players may and that's stuff that agents tell them to consider, and you know, so
it's also, again, the players thing. Which team's going to be easier to sign for? I don't think they have to sign into the players union if they play in the NASL, do they?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's more or less, we'll make a contract with the club. They probably bring out the union things. Like what I noticed with a lot of American companies when they come set up in Canada, the States has taught them to fear unions, so they give out benefits and perks so they don't have to deal with the union being formed. So, I got unions.
Sounds like Walmart.
Yeah, except for they don't treat us right. We should get a union in there, just saying.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's why I don't agree with you. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is they probably say, you know what, we agree to your safety, we understand this, this is what we're going to have in place. Do you agree? Yes or no? If no, tell us why you don't. And I think that's what's happening is the players are seeing there's a chance, a better system. I think with the NASL growing, they're going to start kicking down the door at U.S. Soccer Federation, saying, hold on, there's 4 spots available for CONCACAF Champions League, and we only get a shot at 1, while your league gets a shot at all 4? No. The NASL grows and grows stronger. They're going to turn around and start attacking the U.S. Soccer Federation.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all nailed it on the head, man. Anyway, the Eastern Ontario District Soccer Association, another long-ass name in Canada, here you go, is phasing in non-competitive leagues for the U9 to U11 players as long-term player development league. Is this the right way to go? You know, considering countries like Spain, Germany, Japan have this in place, while South Africa and Denmark, you know, they've already got this going on.
Who wants to hit it?
I like it.
Soccer mom!
I think it's a good idea. I absolutely agree with it. I think players, when they're that young, most of what's wrong with the competitive leagues is the parents. You don't need to push your 10-year-old kid to wear down their body.
Yeah.
And for what? That maybe someone will notice them, maybe they'll get a scholarship somewhere in 5 or 6 years, but by the time they make it to university, they're so broken that it's useless. I played with a girl in the summer who played with the Fury when she was 20 or 21 years old, and she just broke her body so much. She is like a walking brace on the field. And she plays Rec 2 with me now. And I mean, she's an incredibly skilled player, but the damage, she played competitively from a young age and was pushed and pushed and pushed and just basically broke herself.
Yeah.
And I think doing that at that age is just, and all the crazies on the sidelines, parents should even be allowed at games.
No, and it's more for them than it is for their kids, really, at that point. They're sort of like Britney Spears moms. It's kind of what they remind me of.
It's true.
You know what I mean? I want to get rich off my kid, and I've actually, a friend of mine coached a competitive under 9. Heidi coached her kids. And I went and I watched these games, and the parents screaming at each other, screaming at the ref, screaming at the kids. And you know, the kids, the kid would make like a decent play, but just didn't quite connect. There's no like good try. It's like, what were you thinking? And they got them on the sidelines and they're yelling because all that pressure. And really, honestly, at 9 or 11, like life will come. You'll get the pressure. At that age, they should be learning how to play the game. They should be learning how to develop their skills as teammates, not I'm going to be the next superstar and I'm going to make mommy and daddy rich kind of thing. So I totally agree that it's a good idea.
Well, I want my cousin Jacob to become a professional footballer so he can play for Arsenal. Not to make his mom lots of money, just so he can get free tickets to games.
So you're getting rich off his success.
No, I'll go to move to England. I'll get a job there. That's not the main issue. I just want free tickets. It could be nosebleeds, but it's got to be in the Holt End nosebleeds.
No shit, it's gonna be the
it's
whole
got to be in the
thing.
supporter section nosebleeds. But nosebleeds nonetheless. That's
Supporter
all.
section is usually nosebleeds.
Yeah, and plus, if he goes playing for, well, the rate we're going for a League 2 club, he and I can split an apartment, right?
I have actually one more thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Too, if you have kids that are not in a competitive league, they actually will probably develop their skills better, and they will actually probably be better developed players because there's kids that are shy. There are kids that they don't really come out as like hardcore. They're smaller, like that article suggests, and they have mad skills, and nobody's going to notice them, right?
Yeah.
And it's so competitive, and in this way, I think if they have that pressure taken off of them, they're going to have a better chance to develop those skills and do better and show off, right? So
you're right.
and love the game. Because you don't love the game when your parents are screaming at you or everybody's screaming at you and all you can think of is it becomes work.
And again,
right?
as you said, developing the skills. I know I'm not that great at soccer, but I know I could have been better if my coach played me for more than 2 minutes a game.
Yeah.
You also have that mentality.
Yeah, your confidence level goes down, right?
You also have your coaches who play their favorites all the time. When I coached, I was told I could make unlimited substitutions. It was a hockey game with subbing.
Yeah.
Hey, 10 minutes are done, switch. 10 minutes are done, switch. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Everyone got time to play.
Yeah.
If someone got an extra 10 minutes compared to somebody else, he got 10 minutes less the next game. Everyone evened out in the end, and the kids loved this.
Yep.
No, but when I first heard about it, all I heard was non-competitive. They're not going to keep track of anything. I was thrown off by that.
They don't keep track of scores.
Kids will, but
Kids will, yeah, but
that's
officially.
all I heard. I didn't hear the reasoning. I just heard this is what will be done.
Yeah.
Reading the reasoning, and again, reading the article is better than some of the stuff I've read online. The idea of developing the players is right. And also, Canada, we put kids on the pitch, 9, 11 years old. Oh, here's a big pitch. They don't size up the games according to their age.
They do in Quebec.
Because Quebec is generally Quebec is better than us in every way when it comes to sports.
Sports-wise, yeah.
Sports, recreational.
Smarter.
Yes,
Yeah.
They're
sports
just
and
smarter.
recreational.
And they put more money into it. They develop it in a different way, definitely, than
Come
Ontario.
on. Most of our national women's hockey team is from Quebec, aren't they?
Most of our national anything team is from Quebec.
Quebec.
Except the auctioneer loser. Down the pint at the Winter
Who's
Olympics.
drunk? What?
A loser?
Yeah, loser from the Winter Olympics. Remember the guy with the
I heard loser. I was like,
red beard? He's walking to the podium and the fan just gives him a picture.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
him.
he just starts downing it. Apparently he got in some crap from the IOC. Because he
It's
wasn't...
a Canadian thing.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to do that. It wasn't polite. That's polite in Canada. It's rude not to turn down a drink. Especially when it's a full picture. Honestly, that's just ignorant. No, but it's the right idea. And honestly, Spain, Germany. Okay, Germany's known for youth systems, so that's fine. I think it's the second time I brought up that comment in the podcast.
Oh Jesus.
But now here's the other one. Japan's already doing it. Now let's face it, Japan is not known to put out their versions of Usain Bolt or their Muhammad Ali's. They're not known for that. But they're known to put out technical players in anything. Even in rowing, they're very technical.
They're also not known for not being competitive.
Yeah.
So for them to recognize that that's a good idea, right?
They're only competitive in their job market, but even then, their rate of suicide's less than Canada.
Japan's national side is one of the most fast. Like they're really.
They're the fastest, and they're very.
But they're starting to become a world power.
Yeah, they're very technical. Like the last World Cup, we had a pool going. Anton was the only one who picked Japan to go through from the group.
Yeah.
Did they even go through?
Yeah.
As far as okay, I don't even remember.
They lost to Paraguay on PKs, was it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I hate losing it. I hate it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I hate losing in PKs, but I understand the reason why.
Yeah. I mean, they would go on and on and on,
Exactly.
right? I get it, but it just seems like such a.
It's the worst to lose on.
It's the
It is.
best way to win, the worst way to lose.
Yeah.
No.
So after the quote-unquote carnival triumph, 5-day ordeal struck at sea, here comes the fun one, the real fun one. Pick two teams would you like to be stuck with if you were stranded at sea on a cruise ship for 5 days? Stefan, I know you're itching for it. Just blurt it out.
There's a bunch of them. All right, I'll give 2 real ones and then 2 fun ones. 2 real ones. I want to be stuck on that boat with TSC and Villa so I can grill them upside. And I don't mean just the team. I mean the
They'd all
office staff.
jump overboard if they were stuck with you.
Say if you don't smarten up, this will be happening more often. We'll organize this.
Sorry.
And because I'll take that into consideration, I'll make sure I put like 10-foot nets out
There you go.
around the ship. So if they try to jump, they'll just land there.
Torture cruise.
Exactly. Play better or you get sent on a cruise to Stefan. Now, let's go to guy route. USA and Canada is not Canada. Who has a better one? France has a better looking team than Canada.
Okay.
Better looking in what way?
Physically.
Did we go gay? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
They're hotter looking.
Okay,
so I'll go
okay.
with the USA.
I was just curious.
The USA and French women.
USA looks like a Mr. America pageant.
They're hotter than Canada.
Sash you see?
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
Well, one of their players, Alex Morgan, always draws attention.
Yeah.
And we are going to that game in Toronto, eh?
Yeah.
Shannon?
Melissa and I did this one together, and
we had the same answer.
our picks were Barcelona because they're Barcelona.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to hang out with Messi? Really?
Exactly. Our other
You
pick,
out how short he is.
Bring Shakira, don't you?
I will.
Maybe.
You know, she can have Shakira. I can have
we
PK.
kind of
and
worked it out.
Hey.
It's the best. of both
Everyone's
worlds.
happy, right?
Exactly.
So you can have the door, but yeah, see?
Now that's crossed the line.
Hey, no, I'll work out the logistics. Get everyone involved. I'll work out the logistics.
All right,
So,
second
Barca?
team.
Our second team was Man U. Because just for the opportunity to
why?
shove Cristiano Ronaldo overboard.
He plays for Real
Yeah,
Madrid.
and possibly the whole team.
Is he not still at Man U?
Yeah.
He used to be.
Okay, well then
He's in
Changed
Madrid.
it.
I'm thinking he was still with Man U. That's how update I keep on soccer because I really dislike the guy. So we'll
Yeah.
change that to Real Madrid so we can shove him overboard.
Yeah.
So Princess Twinkle Toes is going overboard.
He is.
He is.
So Barca and Madrid on one ship.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys.
Didn't that match just happen?
Yeah.
And isn't there another one coming up too? Same 2 teams?
They
Jeez.
play, El Clasico is getting boring. I'm not gonna lie. I love watching them play, but when they're playing 4 to 5 times a year, you're just like, okay, fuck off already. I don't want to watch you anymore.
Mustafa.
Well, I'm going to go with my North American club and my European club, even though I have 5 clubs in each, more or less. But I'm going to go with Toronto FC and Arsenal for a similar reason that Stefan did, so I can start a pissing match between who's more frustrating to watch.
See how many of them you can get to jump overboard.
Barbed
Nice.
wire,
Yeah.
bars, everything,
Exactly.
50 feet high.
Yeah, we'll
Try
just
climbing over
we'll
this
just
thing.
ask the
The
Jap-
Alcatraz of cruises.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Japanese are used
My
to
man.
that. Yeah, see, I have the warden hat on. I'm ready to go.
And finally, last question of the day. Player Robbie Rogers has come out and publicly stated that he is gay. All right, cool. But he's
retired.
retired from the beautiful game at age 25.
all.
I still find it
Is
really
that like
strange.
related? Maybe I'm gay. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I'm out and I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I'm done, kind of thing. Yeah.
So, here comes the next fun one. Which player do you think should admit they are gay, male or female? Go for it, Mustafa.
All right, I'll turn this into a game and let you guys guess based on 2 clues that I'm going to give you.
Van Persie.
Well, okay, I have 2
Oh, he's
actually.
the guy that comes out and he's all like.
Not the
very guy?
prancer. He's the one who got the
Oh, not
ball
the
in the back of
prancer.
the head, and I swear, first thing
Oh.
he did was like, my hair.
Checking the hair. Yeah, you told me
Van
about that.
Persie.
Yeah.
All right, so these 2 guys both play in MLS. One plays for FC Dallas, the other for LA Galaxy.
Donovan.
Donovan's one. What's the other?
Dallas.
Dallas. Who's the Canuck? The traitor.
The trader's brother was with FC Dallas.
Oh, okay.
So who is it then?
Breck Shea.
The name sounds gay.
Yeah, but he's gone off to Stoke now.
Okay, he's in Stoke. He was with Dallas.
All right, since you kind of already blurted it out, Shannon, go give your answer.
Well, it was hard. It was hard to narrow it down.
He said Arsenal, and the first person that came to my head was Van
Depends
Persie.
on who was looking.
It's true. I think Van Persie, because I mean, really, his name is Robin Van Persie. I mean,
He was kind of screwed in the beginning.
that's it. Mommy wanted a girl. She got him. Did the best she could, right? So that's what you get. And I mean, other than that, I think, again, you have the obvious choice of Ronaldo.
Okay. Just a fan.
All right. One idea is Fernando Torres.
Okay.
Simple. There's an open box in front of you. You still can't put a ball in. He changes his hairstyle every year. And I don't mean like a different.
No ball.
You know what I mean? He just changes. It's not subtle changes. Look at me changes. Like going from bright blonde, like skunky blonde. Yeah, he just.
Okay.
Then of course you got our favorite Twinkle Toes.
So another Ronaldo pick.
Yeah. Well, who steps out in a semi-final match against Spain with hair gel in their hair? It's humorous.
David Villa?
Yeah.
Just saying.
But still, it's Ronaldo. If he falls down, he thinks he's died and he's looking for somebody. It's like the Mexican player. It's the Cuban players.
So Ronaldo's the most dramatic.
Yeah. What's the best clip from Robin Williams? Oh yeah. Hello. What's your name? Why don't you call me Mr. Mexico Kid? What, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, it's great.
But the accent was awesome. It was funny even though I didn't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you gotta look it up. You gotta look up Robin Williams World Cup referee.
All right, Melissa, give her.
I apparently am the only one that's going to go for a female, and I believe very obvious. And I researched it. She's not out, but she really should be. Abby Wambach from the.
Nice. That's who I
Like
was
she's super gay, super mean, super dyke, super bitchy,
Okay, but
super gay.
Butch.
Yeah, super
she's an
butch.
obvious choice.
Yeah,
Who's your hopeful choice?
Hope Solo. Just so long as she doesn't talk, open her mouth.
What if
Oh, Hope Solo will never do that. She
maybe
opens
wash
her
her
mouth.
face before she
Yeah,
plays
like
soccer?
who puts on makeup to go play net?
Yeah.
What keeper puts on makeup? But yeah, no, Abby Wambach is my obvious choice.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much once again for this very intriguing and exciting and comedic episode of Boots, Scarves, and 21 Questions. Thank you once again to Melissa and Shannon for dropping by. Anyway, so before we do our normal sign-off, we're going to give Shannon and Melissa a little time to talk about their fabulous organization known as Street Soccer Ottawa. I give the floor to you, ladies.
While they fight over who talks about.
Yeah, we're shuffling papers here, over prepared.
You read it. No, you read it. No, I want you to read it.
All right, we'll basically sum it up. It's an organization that was started a couple years ago by Tatiana Rother, who's currently working in Cairo, so we're helping her run things. She went into shelters, recruited players to basically, the idea is to help them build social skills, give them a positive environment, something to feel good about, and lots of times in the winter, a warm place to go when they're not able to be in the shelters. It's a non-profit organization. We fall under Street Soccer Canada, which has got teams across the country. They are the ones that put the team together for the World Cup, which will be held in Poland this year. Last year we had one of our players, Ephraim, go to Mexico, and he is incredibly phenomenal. And when you go back to the question about where people should recruit from, if he was in a different country, he would have had crazy skills as a kid, and a country that recruited their best players as opposed to the players that could afford to play, he would have had a different life, and he definitely could have done something soccer-wise. And anywhere like that, like so many countries, like with Canada, our athletes are the best of who can afford it, and not the best of what we've got. So that's basically what we do. We are playing Ottawa Footies donates a co-ed league spot to us. They've done it last summer, this fall, and again we start Friday nights. And Melissa.
So actually, I went on the Street Soccer Canada website. It is a registered charity, so if you donate to that charity, you are going to get credit for it. Your money is going to go where you want it to go. And there's actually options on there. You can pick if you want to donate for travel, you want to donate for equipment, you want to donate to a specific team. So it's actually quite large. Ottawa, I think, is just really getting started as far as recognizing the fact that there's a street soccer team. The guys, I mean, honestly, the focus is really to teach them social skills. If you go to a job, you have a contract with that employer, you have to do certain things, you have to maintain decorum, you have to attend, and that's something that we've actually been trying to do with the guys as well. We have practices 2 days a week, and they have to make at least one of those practices in order to be able to play the game. And it's to teach them to work together. We have varying skills. You've got your superstars like Shannon mentioned that you just think, wow, if their life had been different, they would be, they'd be an MLS soccer league. Just kidding. I had to say that.
I have higher hopes for him than that.
They'd be in an NASL.
They would be, they would definitely be making a living off of that, and maybe, they'd have more confidence. And that's one thing that I've noticed since Shannon and I have gotten involved, that the guys are getting a lot more confidence, and it's just a great organization. And we do accept donations of either money or equipment or your time. And what is the Facebook? Do you know the actual website? Like, you don't need to have a Facebook account. You can go online and look up Ottawa Street Soccer, right?
Yeah, and they've got a Facebook page. They also have a website, which is...
what is it? Ottawa Street Soccer... No.
If it makes it feel there, we have a link to it from our website.
That would be easier than reading.
If you just Google Ottawa Street Soccer, stuff comes up.
True. Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah, it's true. But the Facebook page is the most up to date, which is why I mentioned it.
Yeah, so we'll be doing the event for Ottawa Street Soccer, the Footy Scavenger Hunt. Again, go to our website. We have all the information up there. The link to Ottawa Street Soccer. Half the proceeds go to them, half the proceeds go to the winner. More people involved, the bigger the pot, the bigger the prize.
Beautiful. Our website, bytownboys.webs.com.
Yep.
So once again, thank you to Melissa and Shannon for dropping by. We do appreciate you for spending your time with us today on our beloved little project of a podcast that we love to host every so often. I know I have a ton of fun doing this, so anyway.
I think we had all fun questions today.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Thanks for having us. It was a good time.
Usually we go for mostly serious.
Better than I thought it was going to go.
It was a lot of fun, and we are looking forward to the next one where Melissa will do it in French.
Nice.
While it's drinking, and you may have to edit that and not put it.
No. It's going to be raw. Raw.
We talked about censoring once.
Yeah, we decided not even going to.
Anyway, so like Mustafa said, website is bytownboys.webs.com. Through there, you can have our Facebook and Twitter handles. Like us on Facebook. On Twitter, it's at bytownboyssc.
Good news. I put up the podcast on iTunes. Right now, iTunes sent me an email saying they are listening through it to determine explicit context, yes or no. I sent them an email back saying, don't even bothering, it is explicit.
So someone gets to listen to us talking for 5 hours.
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
You're really the only explicit one, though.
So?
Potty mouth Mustafa?
I think we did bring the class tonight.
Yeah,
I think we did, and that does not usually apply to me, so yay me.
Next podcast will be R-rated.
Thank you very much for having us and for letting us talk about Street Soccer Canada.
Thank you very much. And That's it for episode 5 of Boot Scarves 21 Questions, brought to you by the Bytown Boys SC, today featuring Street Soccer Ottawa.